So you want to connect with your ancestors. Well, you may have felt your ancestors around you. Now, not everyone who's passed away in your family is actually an ancestor. In some African traditions, you have ancestors and dead relatives. Now, dead relatives are people who haven't elevated to the point of being able to be an ancestor. They're not in the position where they're going to be able to help you. Um, So, when you call on your ancestors, make sure that you ask for your ancestors who are working in your highest good, your ancestors that are working in unconditional love and with you in universal law. So, they're the ones that can actually help you at the moment rather than drain your energy. You can do simple things like lighting a candle and sending the energy of the flame to them, doing little food offerings when you cook some food, putting a bit aside on a side plate, putting some water aside, little things that let your ancestors know that you are feeding them and then they will feed you. There are different schools of thoughts on this. Now, some say that if you know a food that a particular ancestor liked, it's good to put that out for them. Some say do not put anything out that is too hot. So if you make a cup of coffee, make sure that it's not boiling hot. If you put something like rum out, it's better to I've heard put out the darker one instead of the lighter one, but some of this I would say works intuitively on how you feel about what your ancestors would like. Some say don't put out red food, and some say don't put food out that's salty. Um, but if you had an ancestor who loved their salt, then I would say you put out something salty for them. They might have like salt and vinegar crisps or ready salted. So I go on intuition on what my ancestors would like. I know what type of cup of tea my nan would like. So I'd say go with that. If you know the ancestors, go on what they would like. Our ancestors. So, last time I was talking about ancestors, we're talking about connecting with them, putting some little bits of food out. Then I've done a video saying, well, use your intuition on if it's to you could want to connect with your grandmother. Did she like a milky cup of tea? What did she like? Use that. Next thing is people get stuck on ancestor veneration because they say I haven't got an altar, I haven't got the things for an altar. Now the first altar is in the mind, the tabernacle. In the Bible, the tabernacle, the temple, third eye. That's what my guides give me as your first altar. So if you haven't got a physical altar, start with connecting with them in your mind's eye. And then as time goes on, if you feel drawn to having a physical altar, go for one. But until you're ready for that step, start with the tabernacle, the altar, the temple within the mind, between the temples, see? Namaste.